Good noon, everyone, and welcome back to Data Structures Theory Session. Yesterday, we had a theory session where we have implemented circular queue. Before that, we have seen simple queue, modified queue, circular queue operations also. So, if we quickly revise circular queue, then in terms of memory, circular queue is no more than simple queue. It is same. It requires one data array and two other variables for front and rear. In terms of memory, even circular queue array is a sequential array. There is no change. Just we write those operations such a way that it behaves in a circular manner. And for that we make use of modulo operation, right? So we have seen insert operation, we have seen delete operation also, we have seen display operation, change operation, and so on, right? So definitely you are going to implement these two, simple and circular queue also, because it is part of your syllabus practical list. So you will implement this thing. Now let's have a look at how with a basic example how circular queue works, because if anyone wants to create a very easy question of few marks, well, we can have this kind of a question where it says consider a circular queue. A given queue is of size 5, and even you have been given a current status of a circular queue where you have two values inside your circular queue. Now it is a size of 5, and here it says front is 2 and rear is 3, means it is calculating 1 2 3 4 5 and so on. If that is index, then it will change, right? So if you are considering index values, then front will be 1, okay, and rear will be 2. Fine. So you have been given a circular queue with current status having two values inside, and it says you perform below given operations one by one. And in that case, you have to trace, or you have to show the status after every operation, how your circular queue will look like. So for that, let's perform those operations one by one and see what happens if we perform this operation on a given circular queue. So at present your front is index 1 and your rear is at presently at index 2. L and M is already there inside your circular queue, and the first operation that you want to perform here is insert N. Now insert operation is always being done on the rear, so rear update hoga 2 se 3 pe, and wherever your rear is pointing to, you are going to insert your new data N. No change in other parts, so front will be as it is 1. Okay, so we have updated rear plus plus. Now till in a linear manner, no change, simple queue and circular queue both will work similarly. So R plus plus, and you store your new data at a rear place. So next insert operation will do the same process. R plus plus becomes 4, and wherever your rear is pointing to, you store your new data O. No change in the other part, so everything else is as it is. So actually what it is doing, R equals to R plus 1 modulo 5. 5 is the maximum size. So 3 modulo 5 is 3, 4 modulo 5 is 4, no change till now, no problem till now. Now next thing, it says insert P. Now what is your rear? Rear is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, and 5 modulo 5 makes it 0. So in a circular queue, rear becomes 0 at this place, and at the 0th place, 0 index, you are going to insert P here. So in a circular manner, you are going to use front empty elements, right? And the other part is as it is, no change there. Front remains as it is. Well, Neil is asking what is LMN? Look, L, M, N, O, P, these are data, nothing else. We simply consider it to be a data. L is a data, M is a data. It is already there inside your queue. And later part, N, O, P, Q, R, those are the data you are going to insert in your queue. Fine. So this is what the current status after 3 insert operation on a given circular queue we have. Next operation, it says perform a delete operation. Now delete is always going to be performed on front. So what you'll do, wherever your front is pointing to, front is what? 1. So from index 1 you are going to delete your data, and then you will increase your front, right? So front becomes 2 and L has been deleted, remaining part as it is, no change in the other part, right? So this is what your queue will be after you perform a delete operation. Same way we can perform one more delete operation. So wherever your front is pointing to, you are going to delete that value. So front is 2, so you will delete M, and then you increase your front. So front becomes 3, no change in the other part. So this is the status of your circular queue after the 5th operation, which was delete. Then 6th operation, it says perform insert queue. So well, what we'll do is insert operation will be done on what? Rear is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 modulo 5 is 1. So rear is 1, और 1 जहाँ पे भी है वहाँ पे आप क्या करोगे? You are going to insert Q. बाकी जैसे है वैसे ही. So we have inserted Q. Next is insert R. Okay. What is your rear? Rear is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 modulo 5 is 2. So at index 2, you are going to insert R, remaining as it is. So we have performed all given operations, 7 given operations on the given circular queue. Well, currently this is the case. If you go and perform your 8th insert operation, let's say insert S, then it will not be possible because the current status of your front and rear values are front is exactly rear plus 1, okay, which is actually overflow condition. So in this case, if you go and perform your 8th insert operation, then circular queue will say I'm full, I don't have enough space to store your new data. So that's the circular queue operations and examples, right? Any doubt in this example? Great. So that's a simple circular queue. Now let's continue further and have a look at few other types of queues. Now look, we have seen simple queue and a circular queue. Both these queues, simple and circular, are there inside your syllabus with operations. So circular queue और simple queue के सारे operations भी हमने देखे, algorithms भी देखे और examples भी देखे हमने. Now other two, like double-ended queue and a priority queue, ये दोनों सिर्फ एज अ थ्योरी पार्ट है आपके सिलेबस के अंदर, जहाँ पे आपको ऑपरेशंस नहीं देखने. लेट अस हैव अ लुक एट डबल एंडेड क्यू. सो DAC or double-ended queue, sometimes it is also called DQ. लेकिन if you remember at the time of simple queue हमने ये डिस्कस किया था. DQ वर्ड जो है अब कंफ्यूजन जनरेट करता है. DQ मतलब वैल्यू डिलीट करना, या फिर डी क्यू मतलब डबल एंडेड क्यू. सो दैट क्रिएट्स एम्बिग्यूटी. दैट्स वाई डबल एंडेड क्यू को अब डी क्यू रेयरली बोलते हैं. इफ देर इज अ डी क्यू वर्ड देन यू हैव टू थिंक अबाउट कि भाई वो कौन सा क्यू है, मतलब मुझे वहाँ से डिलीट करना है या वो डबल एंडेड क्यू है. यू हैव टू थिंक अबाउट इट. सो वेरी रेयरली डी क्यू वर्ड इज यूज्ड फॉर डबल एंडेड क्यू. टेक्निकली वो रिप्रेजेंट करता है रिमूविंग अ वैल्यू फ्रॉम अ सिंपल क्यू और अ सर्कुलर क्यू. Okay, otherwise you can always go for insert and delete word to perform insert and delete operation. So DEC या तो फिर double ended queue. Now just like its name suggests, in double ended queue what you can perform or how it works. So DEC or a double ended queue is nothing but a data structure where elements may be added or deleted from front or rear, both the ends. Both the ends, double ended, इसीलिए हम बोलते हैं उसको. So it is something like if you have a queue, okay, you always say this is your front part and this is your rear part. But in double ended queue, what you can do is, in general, you insert from rear and you delete, okay, from the front. But in double ended queue, you can also insert from front and you can delete from rear. सो आप कहीं से भी, फ्रंट से या रियर से, कहीं से भी इंसर्ट भी कर सकते हो, डिलीट भी कर सकते हो. ओके, सो एनीवेयर यू कैन परफॉर्म इंसर्ट ऑपरेशन, एनीवेयर यू कैन परफॉर्म डिलीट ऑपरेशन. एनीवेयर इन द सेंस फ्रंट एंड रियर. ओके, ओनली फ्रंट, जहाँ पे फ्रंट पॉइंट करेगा, जहाँ पे रियर पॉइंट करेगा, वहाँ पे आप इंसर्ट या डिलीट कर सकते हो. नोवेयर इन बिटवीन, बीच से कहीं पे भी नहीं. Now, what are the benefits of having double-ended queue? Well, double-ended queue, DQ, वो सिंपल क्यू की तरह तो बिहेव करेगा. आप पीछे से इंसर्ट करो, आगे से डिलीट करो, तो सिंपल क्यू है. आगे से इंसर्ट करो, पीछे से डिलीट करो, तो भी वो सिंपल क्यू है. बट along with that, it can also work like a stack. Right? It can also work like a stack. If you focus on the rear part only, जहाँ से इंसर्ट करते हो वहीं से डिलीट करोगे, देन इट वर्क लाइक अ स्टैक. या तो फिर आगे फोकस कर लो, इफ यू इंसर्ट फ्रॉम फ्रंट एंड डिलीट फ्रॉम फ्रंट, देन ऑल्सो इट वर्क्स लाइक अ स्टैक. सो दैट्स वन प्लस पॉइंट ऑफ अ डबल एंडेड क्यू. इस डेटा स्ट्रक्चर को आप स्टैक की तरह भी यूज़ कर सकते हो, क्यू की तरह भी यूज़ कर सकते हो. एंड दैट्स द मेजर प्लस पॉइंट ऑफ हैविंग डबल एंडेड क्यू. बट अब क्वेश्चन होगा कि सर अगर दोनों जगह से इंसर्ट और डिलीट होता है, देन it depends on us what and how we want to use it. Otherwise randomly अगर कोई insert delete perform करता है, then there is no behavior. उसका कोई behavior final fix नहीं होता अगर आप random insert delete करते जाओगे तो. So that's why what we think is we impose few restrictions on a double-ended queue, and that gives you further types of double-ended queues. So a double-ended queue differs from the simple queue actually, जो हर बार first in first out रहता है. Elements are only added from the rear, removed from the front. उसके जैसा नहीं है. Double-ended queue, what we do here is we impose few restrictions. अगर आप input पे restriction डालते हो, then it is called input restricted double-ended queue. If you are restricting your input insert operation, then it is called input restricted double-ended queue, where you can delete from both the ends. कहीं से भी delete कर लो, लेकिन insert आप एक ही जगह से कर पाओगे, from one end only. कोई एक ही जगह से आप insert करो, delete कहीं से भी कर सकते हो. Well, अब insert करने के भी दो ऑप्शन हो गए आपके पास. You can insert from front, you can insert from rear. So in that case, you say that if this is your queue, front and rear, if you insert from rear only, but if you delete from both the ends, then this is one input restricted queue. This is one type of input restricted double-ended queue जहाँ पे आप in rear से करते हो. But in that case, you can have a second option also, where you can insert from front. So if this is your front and rear, you insert from front, but you delete from both the ends. Now that is another type of input restricted double-ended queue. Okay. So input restricted DQ DEC, और उसके भी दो टाइप. आप इंसर्ट कहाँ से करते हो, रेयर से या फ्रंट से? So that gives you restrictions on insert operation. And similarly, if you impose few restrictions on output, then in that case you can insert from both the ends, but you can delete from one end only. एक ही जगह से delete कर पाओगे. So in that case again you'll have two different types, front and rear. You can insert from any end, but you can delete from one end only. Then it is output restricted double-ended queue. So another option, front and rear, you can insert from anywhere, but you can out from one end only. So there are two different types of output restricted double-ended queue. Okay. So when we talk about double-ended queue, we can actually say that we have four different types of double-ended queue. Two input restricted, insert कहाँ से करना है उसके basis पे, and there are two output restricted, means delete कहाँ से करना है उसके basis पे. And this defines your double-ended queue types, right? So then question comes, where do we need this, and मतलब कब हम इसको use कर सकते हैं? Let's take one example to check whether the given string is palindrome or not. Palindrome मतलब सीधा उल्टा string कुछ भी कर लो एक ही मिलेगा. Just like let's say radar. Okay. Nayan. Even Gujarati students will know limdi game gaadi mali and so on. Well, जो string सीधा या उल्टा करो सही एक ही मिलता है, मतलब वो palindrome string है. How do we check whether the given string is palindrome or not? Using double-ended queue. So what it says that you use input restricted DAC. मतलब हमें input restricted double-ended queue use करना है यहाँ पे. Let us say that we are going to use input restricted double-ended queue where we insert from rear. Then in that case, you can delete from both the ends. Okay, आप कहीं से भी delete कर सकते हो. Well, in input restricted DQ, what it says, you insert your entire string. पहले आप अपना पूरा string उसके अंदर डाल दो. So if you have your input restricted DQ, initially your front will be -1, your rear will be -1. जब आप सबसे पहला insert करोगे rear means R को जैसे ही आप first insert करते हो, both becomes 0. And at 0th place you are going to insert your R, and then normally R++. So बाकी के characters जैसे ही आप डालोगे अपने queue के अंदर, then this is where your front and this is where your rear will be. So your front is 0 and your rear is 4. So we have inserted our entire string into input restricted double-ended queue, insert operation performed on rear. अब delete तो कहीं से भी कर सकते हो, front या rear दोनों से. So the second step, it says perform delete operation on both the ends. So you're going to perform delete on front as well as delete on rear. And then it says you compare those characters. Front से आपको R मिला, rear से भी आपको R मिला. Now if both these characters are equal, then you continue your process. Otherwise आप बोल दो कि palindrome नहीं है. Well, at present R is equals to R. Okay. तो फ्रंट से जब डिलीट होता है तो फ्रंट प्लस प्लस, रेयर से जब डिलीट होता है तो रेयर माइनस माइनस होगा डबल एंडेड क्यू में. दैट्स द ऑपरेशन ऑन delete operation on double-ended queue. And we are going to repeat the same process. So next delete operation, you perform the next delete operation and check what are the characters. So next you have A, both are equal, so you will continue. Then next delete operation, D, and it's a single value. Single character is always palindrome, and your queue becomes empty because जैसे ही आपने delete किया, your queue becomes empty. जब तक आपका queue empty हो जाता है तब तक हर एक character equal मिलता है, then you can say it is a palindrome string. अगर बीच में कहीं character अलग मिला, then you will say it's not a palindrome string. So this is how you can use double-ended queue to check whether your given string is palindrome or not. Okay? और अगर इस तरह से करते हो तो आपको string की जो length है उससे आधी बार, half times you have to run your loop. Okay? You need not to go for entire string. So that's one use of double-ended queue. So अगर आपको कोई पूछता है, means write a short note on double-ended queue, then you have to start with the first part. What is double-ended queue? Okay? Then the types of double-ended queue. Then you describe subtypes and then give one example that defines your entire answer for short note on double-ended queue, and it may be asked in maybe up to 6 marks maximum. So that is double-ended queue. Any doubt or question till now? कोई question है? Okay, fine, thank you. So that's double-ended queue. Next thing we want to have a look at is the priority queue. So just like its name suggests, you have some priority here. So what is priority queue? Well, priority queue is again a data structure, abstract data type we are going to create. If हम बनाते हैं तो उसको abstract बनाएंगे, which is just like a regular queue, but additionally in this priority queue you have a priority associated with every element. Okay? हर एक element के साथ आपके पास कुछ priority होनी चाहिए. So if you have your data, let's say A, B, C, D, E is your data, then along with your data you have some priority associated. So A has a priority P1, B has priority P2, C has priority P3, and so on. Now if you say that this is your normal queue where you have front and rear, तो normal queue हर बार delete कहाँ से करता है? Front से. So आपको A मिलेगा. But if you say this is a priority queue, then there is a chance of having D or there is a chance of D being deleted first just because it has higher priority P4. So there is a possibility that element D may be deleted, okay, if it has a higher priority, although it is not on the front. Okay, D is not on the front, फिर भी D delete हो सकता है just because कि भाई D की जो priority है वो ज़्यादा है. Now this is how your priority queue should behave. लेकिन वो simple queue से तो हो नहीं पाएगा. तो फिर हम प्रायोरिटी क्यू को कैसे इम्प्लीमेंट करेंगे? हाउ डू वी इम्प्लीमेंट प्रायोरिटी क्यू? क्योंकि यहाँ पे एक एडिशनल प्रायोरिटी भी मैप करनी पड़ेगी डेटा के साथ. सो let us try to understand how we can implement it. Now, what are the basic rules of priority queue? It says in a priority queue, every element will have a priority associated, and the highest priority element is going to be served before any other low priority element. High priority element जो है वो पहले delete होगा compared to other low priority elements. ये एक rule. दूसरा, what if you have multiple elements of same priority value? So if two elements have same priority value, then they are served according to their order. जो पहले आया उसको पहले सर्व करना है. So it is something like भाई आप टिकट विंडो पे खड़े हो और कोई हायर अथॉरिटी आता है तो उसको टिकट पहले मिलेगा. ठीक है, वो लाइन में नहीं खड़ा फिर भी उसको टिकट पहले मिलेगा बिकॉज he or she is having higher priority. So every element will have a priority value, and based on the priority value you are going to perform delete operation. इतना ध्यान में रखना है. So if you want to implement this thing, then we can implement it. We can implement priority queue using 2D array, two-dimensional array, where each row डबल मीन्स टू डायमेंशनल एरे के अंदर हर एक रो जो है वो आपकी प्रायोरिटी वैल्यू रिप्रेजेंट करेगा. सो लेट अस कंसिडर वी हैव 4 प्रायोरिटी वैल्यूज. वी हैव 4 यूनिक प्रायोरिटी वैल्यूज. बाकी ये 3 3 4 रिपीट हुआ. सो व्हाट वी विल डू इज वी विल हैव 4 नंबर ऑफ रोज हियर इन अ टू डायमेंशनल एरे. 4 different rows. Each row represents a priority value, and the number of columns will define the size of your queue. कितने elements आप store कर सकते हो उस particular queue के अंदर. So here what happens is every row in itself is a separate queue. अब वो सिंपल क्यू भी हो सकता है, सर्कुलर क्यू भी हो सकता है. सो each row here is a separate queue, मतलब उसकी खुद के फ्रंट और रियर रहेंगे. हर एक रो के फ्रंट और रियर अलग से रहेंगे बिकॉज एवरी रो वर्क्स लाइक अ क्यू हियर. सो व्हाट यू कैन डू इज आप 2D एरे उठा लो डेटा के लिए, और आप 2 1D एरे उठा लो फ्रंट और रियर के लिए. That's how you can implement your priority queue. तो ये तो हो गया मेमोरी की बात, डेटा स्ट्रक्चर. Now how do we implement operations on this? So whenever any data comes to you, what you will do is you are going to check the priority value. A is having a priority value 1. So 1 corresponding row के अंदर आप A को insert करोगे. So initially every front end row will be -1. लेकिन जैसे ही पहला नंबर आता है you are going to make it 0, and at 0th place you are going to insert A. और फर्स्ट रो में क्यों? क्योंकि उसका प्रायोरिटी वैल्यू 1 है। अगर B को इंसर्ट करना है तो प्रायोरिटी वैल्यू इज 2, तो सेकंड रो में जाएगा। एंड इनसाइड योर सेकंड रो, फ्रंट रियर, make it 0 and store your B. So similarly, you can insert C and D here. So you are going to make third row front and rear 0, insert C. Fourth row front and rear 0, insert D. Because all four elements are having different priority values. Now look, you have the next element E having priority value 3. तो third row में आप E को insert करोगे, and at that time you are going to increase your rear by 1, so you can insert E in the second column. Then you have F with the same priority value, so your rear will become 2. So in the third column you can have F because it has priority value 3. Then the next one you have G. Well, G is having priority value 4, so fourth row rear will be increased and G will be stored. So every element will be inserted in a corresponding queue of priority value. ठीक है? Now, if every element are inserted based on a priority value and we have a separate queue for each priority value, then a delete operation will always be performed from पहले तो वो delete highest priority value में ही करेगा. So when you go and perform delete operation, so it is always going to delete A first. Then it will delete B. Then it is going to delete C. Now still values with priority 3 are there. Priority value 3 के साथ और भी values हैं तो पहले वो delete होगी. So E, then F. Then you go for the fourth priority value D and G. So this is the sequence of elements being deleted. इस सीक्वेंस में आपको एलिमेंट्स यहाँ से मिलेंगे. जिसकी भी प्रायोरिटी ज़्यादा है वो पहले डिलीट होगा, जिसकी भी प्रायोरिटी कम है वो लास्ट में डिलीट होगा. Okay, so that's how priority queue works, and we have a priority queue implemented using 2D array. इतना समझ में आ गया? Is this part clear to everyone? Okay. So आप बोल सकते हो कि अच्छा अगर लिमिटेड प्रायोरिटी वैल्यूज़ हैं आपके पास तो आसानी से आप एक 2D एरे लेके इस तरह के ऑपरेशंस लिख सकते हो. यू कैन इम्प्लीमेंट योर प्रायोरिटी क्यू यूजिंग 2D एरे. And most of the times priorities are always defined. Okay, priorities are always defined. किस ऑपरेशन की प्रायोरिटी कितनी हो सकती है वो set of priorities are already defined. Inside your operating system now you can think of कि भाई जितने भी ऑपरेशंस आप परफॉर्म करते हो हर एक ऑपरेशन की कुछ ना कुछ प्रायोरिटी होती है. सो इफ़ यू थिंक ऑफ लेट्स से आप एक ब्लू रे मूवी देख रहे हो लैपटॉप पे एंड आपका फ्रेंड कुछ लेके आया पेन ड्राइव में, आपने पेन ड्राइव लगा के कॉपी एंड पेस्ट चालू किया. देन कॉपी पेस्ट हैज़ अ हायर प्रायोरिटी. अगर ब्लू रे मूवी देख रहे हो कॉपी पेस्ट भी साइड में चल रहा है, रैम अगर कम है तो आपका मूवी जो है वो अटकेगा, कॉपी पेस्ट अटकेगा नहीं कभी. अदर एग्जांपल, जैसे ही पेन ड्राइव आपने लगाया अगर ऑटो रन चालू है तो इफ़ इन विंडोज़ ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम अगर आपने ऑटो रन एनेबल्ड रखा है तो जैसे ही आप पेन ड्राइव लगाते हो एक्सप्लोरर खुद ब खुद खुल जाता है, राइट? एक्सटर्नल हार्डवेयर डिटेक्शन प्रोसेस, इसकी प्रायोरिटी हमेशा ज़्यादा रहती है. वन मोर एग्जाम्पल, कंट्रोल अल्टर डिलीट. विंडोज़ में जब भी आप कंट्रोल अल्टर डिलीट प्रेस करते हो तो बाकी सब प्रोसेस साइड में टास्क मैनेजर खुलेगा. सो इट हैज़ अ हाईएस्ट प्रायोरिटी. बाकी सब साइड में रखो, ये पहले परफॉर्म करना है. So whenever you instruct your computer to do something, all those tasks are having some kind of a priority, and operating system decides कि भाई कौन सा टास्क परफॉर्म करना है, which means ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम आपके प्रोसेसर के लिए एक प्रायोरिटी क्यू मेंटेन करता है. ओके, प्रोसेसर के लिए एक प्रायोरिटी क्यू मेंटेन होगा जिसको ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम बनाएगा, and processor is always going to pick a task from that priority queue. So this is how priority queue can be implemented using 2D array. But अब question ये होगा कि sir, अगर 10 priority queue means 10 priorities possible हैं, तो क्या मैं 10 row generate करूँगा, मतलब 2-dimensional array के लिए? Because here number of rows depends on the unique priority values. So कभी कभी आप बोलोगे सर ये 2D array is not feasible for me. I don't know how many priorities are going to be defined. Well, in that case, what you can do is you can implement your priority queue using linked list. Now, we haven't seen linked list in detail, but unit 1 अगर आप याद करो तो at least we know how linked list looks. So if you want to implement priority queue using linked list, then what you need is inside this linked list, every node will have 3 portions. One, it'll have your data. Second, it'll have its priority value. And the third portion, it is going to store as a next pointer. Okay, so your node in a linked list is going to have your data, your priority, and your pointer, next pointer. And you're going to maintain this entire linked list in the descending order of the priority value. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 being the high priority, okay, and 4 being the low priority. If you insert A as a first element inside your linked list, तो linked list हर बार head या तो फिर start से maintain करते हैं हम. We are going to store our data A along with the priority 1, and the next pointer is null right now because linked list does not have any other data. लेकिन उसके बाद जैसे ही आप बोलोगे कि आपको B insert करना है तो 2 is the priority value, 1 is higher than 2, तो नया नोड उसके पीछे इंसर्ट हो जाएगा. So B with priority 2 will become the last node, and your first node is now pointing to the second node. इस तरह से आप अपनी प्रायोरिटी क्यू को मेंटेन करोगे. Now actual में वो कैसे होगा, we will see it when we look at the linked list in detail. But this is how your data will be always sorted in terms of priority values. So when you insert C and D, it is going to be in a linear manner, C with priority 3 and then D with priority 4. That's how ABCD will be inserted in the linked list. Now after that, when you go and insert E, so what it says, it is always sorted in terms of priority value. तो जैसे ही आप नए नोड को इंसर्ट करने जाते हो, आप हर बार प्रायोरिटी चेक करोगे. मुझे प्रायोरिटी 3 इंसर्ट करना है, and this is priority 1. 1 is higher than 3 तो आगे बढ़ो. 2 is higher than 3 तो आगे बढ़ो. 3 is equals to 3. अगर प्रायोरिटी इक्वल है तो फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व. C पहले आया था तो C को आगे ही रखूंगा. तो E मैं उसके बाद इंसर्ट करने वाला हूँ. सो और आगे बढ़ो. 4 is having lower priority than the priority value 3. So अब मुझे एक जगह मिली इसके आगे before D. I'm going to insert E before D. So this is where we are going to insert a new node with data E having priority 3. Then what you are going to do now is actually you are going to insert your new element at this place. And in that case you have to update this pointer. इस pointer को आप update करोगे जो point करेगा E पे, and next pointer of E is now going to point D. इस तरह से आप एक नया path बना लोगे. So that's what happens when you insert E. तो फिर F insert करने पे क्या होगा? Again we start from the first one. 1 higher priority than 3. 2 higher priority than 3. 3 equal priority और भी आगे बढ़ना है. नेक्स्ट आप E चेक करोगे. 3 इक्वल प्रायोरिटी और भी आगे बढ़ना है. 4 लोअर प्रायोरिटी. तो मतलब E और D के बीच में आपको F इंसर्ट करना होगा. सो यू आर गोइंग टू अपडेट दिस पॉइंटर नाउ. आप एक नया नोड इंसर्ट करोगे F विथ प्रायोरिटी 3 जो E और D के बीच में जाएगा. मतलब वी आर गोइंग टू अपडेट दिस पॉइंटर and F will point to D now. So और एक path बदल गया. And same way your G will be inserted at the end. Lowest priority, right? Your G will be inserted at the end. And that's how your priority queue will be maintained using linked list. तो इस केस में क्या होता है कि आप कभी भी अपने डेटा को कहीं एक जगह से दूसरी जगह पे नहीं लेके जाते हो. You only maintain the pointers. Who is next? Who is next? Who is next? That's all. And it is going to always keep your data in single forward path. Now, whenever you want to perform a delete operation on this queue, this priority queue, आप हर बार delete operation head से करोगे. Now, head is pointing to A, so you are going to delete your A first, and you will update your head to the next data. तो head जाएगा B पे. अगली बार जैसे ही आप delete perform करोगे तो आपको मिलेगा B, और head जाएगा next पे C. So in the same path, same sequence, you will have data like A, B, C, then E, F, D, and the last one is G. So in this sequence, you are going to receive your elements, which indicates priority is being maintained in this linked list. Okay, so this is the priority queue using linked list. So anytime if you have been asked as a like a short note on a priority queue, then what you can do is you can start with what is priority queue. So every element will have some priority associated with it. What are the major rules of priority queue? How you can implement priority queue using array as well as linked list. Itna likho, it is more than enough for 6 to 8 marks. Well, so that's the priority queue. कोई क्वेश्चन या क्वेरी है यहाँ तक? So let us discuss few basic applications of queue. Look, normal applications we have already discussed. First come first serve, जहाँ पे भी चाहिए आप सिंपल क्यू या सर्कुलर क्यू ले सकते हो. अगर एक ही डेटा स्ट्रक्चर से आपको क्यू और स्टैक दोनों चाहिए तो डबल एंडेड क्यू ले सकते हो. Wherever priority is important, आप priority queue ले सकते हो. But few other applications, if you want to discuss, then everywhere inside your computer, wherever there is a number of tasks to be performed, there is a queue. फिर वो प्रिंटर हो, डिस्क हो, सीपीयू हो, मतलब प्रोसेसर गिन लो, कुछ भी ले लो, एवरीवेयर जहाँ पे भी मल्टीपल टास्क आती है वहाँ पे डेफिनेटली एक एक लिस्ट बनता है सारी टास्क का, and that's gonna be your queue. Another example, whenever you let's say play your audio or video file, mp3 player or kuch bhi le lo aap, then it has a buffer, and that buffer is nothing but a queue. Now what is buffer? तो आप ये समझ सकते हो कि whenever there is a input, now that message or input may be coming from two processor, different processes, मे बी अलग प्रोग्राम है, कोई सिस्टम है अलग, नेटवर्क में मैसेज आता है, कुछ भी है. तो जो कुछ भी आता है आप उसको होल्ड करके रखते हो कहीं पे. दैट होल्डिंग एरिया इज नथिंग बट अ बफर. अगर आप इसको विजुअलाइज करना चाहते हो तो यूट्यूब का वीडियो देख लो. व्हेन यू स्टार्ट प्लेइंग योर यूट्यूब वीडियो, तो रेड बार जो है वो करंट स्टेटस दिखाएगा, कितना प्ले हो चुका है, लेकिन उसके पीछे एक लाइट ग्रे कलर का बार आगे बढ़ता दिखेगा. दैट इंडिकेट्स कि कितना वीडियो डाउनलोड हो चुका है, एंड दैट डाउनलोडेड पार्ट goes under the holding area, and that holding area is nothing but a queue. Queue, why queue? क्योंकि सर्वर से जब आपका वीडियो आता है तो वो एक्चुअल सीक्वेंस सेम पाथ पे नहीं आता, पैकेट्स रिसीव होते हैं. पैकेट कोई भी सीक्वेंस में आ सकते हैं, लेकिन वीडियो कभी अलग अलग सीक्वेंस में नहीं चलता. इट इज़ अ प्री डिफाइंड सीक्वेंस. कभी ऐसे देखा है कि क्लाइमैक्स पहले आ गया, मूवी का स्टार्टिंग बाद में हुआ? नेवर हैपन्स लाइक दैट, राइट? सो it's a queue. You have to maintain a queue so that you can play your video in a perfect sequence. So those buffers are nothing but queues. So these are few other applications that you can write. Well, that completes the queue part inside your second unit. We started with normal representation of queue, and then we have moved towards simple queue and its operations. We also have seen circular queue and its operations. Simple queue and circular queue you are also going to implement because it is a part of your practical list. Then we have seen double-ended queue and priority queues. These two are just a theory part in your syllabus. And at last we discuss few other applications of queues. Well, that's all for today. We'll stop here. We have completed queue, and in the next lecture we are going to start linked list. We will understand how linked list looks, and then we'll discuss few operations starting from singly linked list operations. Then we'll move to doubly, circular, and so on. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you everyone. Thank you for being part of this session here, and see you in the next one where we discuss linked list. Bye bye.